Good morning and thank you very much for joining me. Today's reading is going to be moving forward with your plan. So if you've got something in your mind, or there's some path you want to take, or you're wondering what to do or how to get the best out of yourself, this is your reading. I'm going to choose 3 cards for you just because they're pretty. Oh, 8 of Wands, love that. So that's something that's coming fast towards you probably, or something where you may want to communicate or express yourself, but especially if it's something like philosophical or health related, or something educational, something like that. Something like that. The next one is the Page of Pentacles, which is steady movement, possibly dipping your toes in, possibly some form of study, maybe something to do with like the earth and grounding and nature. And the Two of Swords is the final one. That's when you feel like you're procrastinating too much, or you're stuck in a rut and you really don't know what to do, or you've started a couple of times and you've ended up stopping at the same point. That type of thing. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. If you want to take your choice, then we'll get stuck in.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Oh my gosh. I was going to put 2 more cards out. I will do, but I feel like I just want to start this one. Let me just put 2 more cards out. Okay, this is interesting to me. You've got the 8 of Wands at the top, which is, as I said, Mercury in Sagittarius. It's things that are quick and flashy and exciting and make you feel alive. And you've got the 5th house over here. Again, it's a similar type of feeling. It's all fire. It's that feeling of being on centre stage, or creativity, or enjoying yourself, or finding that kick or that excitement in life that makes you feel like it's worth living. You're beginning then with cards, the 4 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. You know, both of these quite sad cards. To me, it's like the first thought was lack of confidence at the beginning, like being offered something. Oh, no, I'm not good enough. I can't take that up. The second card was walking away. To me, giving up your dreams. So to me, there's something inside you. I feel that it makes your little heart skip. It makes you feel like it's something you probably wanted when you were young, that makes you feel like, yeah, that's what I want to do. That makes me feel alive. And I'm thinking as I'm doing this, I'm feeling excitement too. You've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Star card. Subconsciously, the Star card. My first thoughts on putting these out, the Mercury with the Star card, is some form of... Okay, lots of thoughts here. This is what the images I've got in my head. It's like somebody sat there maybe writing, because you've got Mercury here, but it's almost like what's coming through you is something outside of yourself, with the Star card being Uranus and being that spirit that flows through us, and in some way presenting that out. So maybe you write, maybe you want to perform, or maybe you've got something that... self-expression is what I'm thinking here, whatever form that takes. Mercury does tend to go towards media, or talking, expressing yourself, singing, what else? Writing. Scribing. You're a scribe. And then, sorry, I can't actually translate this because it's making me excited, because there's a sense of, why should I be so silly? Let me give up on my dream. The 10 of Pentacles behind is, you're probably in a situation now where you've got enough money coming in, or you're stable enough to be able to eat, and you're sticking with it. That's fine, but you've left your dream. You left your dream somewhere else, probably stuck to your wall in your bedroom when you were 6 or 7. The Ace of Cups and the 7 of Wands, it's like falling in love or getting a taste of something. And oftentimes, these are like thoughts that I have all day and every day. Jupiter transits, I've noticed at the nodes at the moment, what Jupiter gives you, it gives you gifts back. You know, all those bits where you feel excitement and you feel like you belong to everybody else and you want to share yourself with people. if you do that in gradual little bits, when you have a Jupiter transit or your nodes go over Jupiter, you get a taste of that. You know what it feels like to have all those things in your life, even if it just lasts a day or two. And maybe you've had a taste of that and it's reignited that feeling when you were young and when you did want to express yourself in some sort of way. But then again, with the Ten of Pentacles here, it's like, oh no, that's too difficult. You've got here for things you've got to go through to get what you want, and you've got very difficult cards. It's not going to be easy. You've got the Judgment card here, which is being stuck with the status quo, or stuck with the way that you see yourself at the moment, thinking that's it, that's you. Which is very, very easy. What was I listening to the other day? Oh, right, it was a clip. It was a clip of a man who told a really funny story about being a certain person, which was a bit of, he said was a bit of a loser. And so what he did when he was young, his parents made him change schools. So he basically had a judgment moment where he came out of the water from one lifetime to the next, and I always say that, as somebody different. So that was his lifetime, one school to the next. And he basically thought, I'm going to change. And he did. And it changed his life. And he was very confident. And before he said he was referring to himself as some sort of dorky kid that everybody thought wasn't sexy and he wanted a girlfriend, but it was a nice way that he said it. The Nine of Swords down here for you is frustration with yourself, I guess, here. It's like not feeling complete or not feeling like you've lived up to your potential. If you did the fixed star competition on Patreon, those do actually feel like you never live up to your potential, but I do like them. The Hangman here for situation surrounding is doing nothing about it. Basically sitting on your dreams, really. And yeah, sitting on your dreams and they come out from under your pillow. They're always going to be in your mind. They're always coming back. There's something that you feel you want to do that may be too flash, that may require a lot of confidence, because it could be communicating, or on stage, the fifth house. May have something to do with children, because you've got the Sun card here as well. But to me, it's like standing up and expressing, or showing people who you are, the good bits of you, rather than it's the fun bits in you, rather than the, I don't know, actually, it's creating. It doesn't actually mean that what I just said. I'll take that back. You've got quite a few Leo cards in here. 1, 2, 3. The situation, no, sorry, why are you looking at this reading? Why may you, what's going on underneath you searching out this question? You've got here the Strength card and the Ten of Pentacles. That to me is a feeling of being brave enough to move on. It's like you're looking for some form of little shove to say it will be okay. And my honest advice is it will be difficult, but you've got the Sun card at the end. It will be worth it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't expect that. This is to me, I find this really exciting, because it's one of those readings where it's not like, just do it, it'll be great. When you make changes, it's never easy. So to me, it feels really sort of truthful and very profound here, because you've got the Ten of Wands here. You will have to work really hard at what you want. The Judgment card here, it will be a complete change in your life where you're quite stable. You feel incomplete at the moment. The Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups here. But with the Star card here, it's like you've left your dream, you know, the Ace of Cups and the Star card, subconsciously, consciously, falling in love with life, falling in love with yourself, expressing yourself, creating in some way that feels exciting, and you've put it on hold with the Hangman here. And the end card is the Sun. If you want to go through the graft and the drive and the push, the little dung beetle over here, it will be worth it, because you'll be yourself and not basically fulfilling somebody else's needs or somebody else's ideal, somebody else's dream, whether it's parents, whether it's something you set yourself, whether it's basically providing for a family. There's still that chance to be you, and that's the only reason you're here. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. This is a totally different feeling from pile number 1. Pile number 1 I got straight away. It was really easy to see, and there was excitement in it. In here, it feels to me like harder for me. I have to push through it to see where each thing falls. And sometimes when I do that, the conclusion comes towards the end. So there will be part of that in this. But you've got a very tempered feeling here in this. It's like a feeling of being you've got here the cautious card, and that is a positive card for you. Caution is, and you've got the Page of Pentacles, which may have drawn you towards this pile in the first place, because I can remember saying, taking things methodically or taking things carefully. So it's like you're stepping slowly towards something through maybe a fear, the Tower card, of it falling to pieces. There's also a feeling here, even though you've got the Sun behind, that you've been through difficult times in the past, maybe to do with relationships. I don't know why I'm saying that, because to me, it shouldn't be relationships, but it could be. Maybe you've been through a divorce. Maybe that left you without much money, or maybe that's just a fear that you've got inside of yourself. Because the Five of Pentacles down here is a feeling of being shut out, and possibly with all these Pentacle cards around, financially shut out, not having enough money. So, moving forward with your plan, starting off with the Queen of Pentacles, which doesn't surprise me. You've got splats of pentacles all over here, and pentacle or earthy energy is very much centered in orderly fashion and not going outside their comfort zone and doing things in a way that doesn't make you vulnerable financially or emotionally or anything really. It's making a plan that works, which is what we got in the first card here. And that is you personifying this. The Ace of Swords, that amongst this very stoic attitude, excuse me, you've had an idea. An idea has crept in that feels as if it could be an option. I was going to say exciting then, but I'm trying to do it through a more Queen of Pentacles type thought. It could be an option, put it like that. You've got the Sun card and the Five of Pentacles behind. The Sun card to me doesn't fit in with the rest of the pack, but the Five of Pentacles underneath it possibly does. What would those two be together? I'll tell you what I'm thinking, but I can't knit them together as yet. The Sun card is a card of self-expression, of clarity, of basically bearing yourself in the world and what your needs are and how you want to express yourself. The Five of Pentacles here is maybe you've done that in the past and it's left you feeling vulnerable financially, or perhaps not approved of by other family members or friends, or it just didn't go right. I feel that you've had a crack at something, and it wasn't the exact same thing, but you thought, I'm not going to do that again. Like, one of those people that start college. I've got so many friends like this that start college, 2 or 3 times and think, actually, no, I'm not really good at reaching outside my comfort zone. They just didn't find the course that they liked, and so they went back into their shells. Something like that. It's like you've tried, but you feel as if there's caution there, and that is there for a reason. The reason is I don't know. To have that as a positive card, caution, is basically if you have tripped yourself up in the past, it's there for a reason. And you've got the Tower consciously. What on earth? I don't know. I'm not going to put cards on yet. I'm just going to keep attempting. The Tower card is a collapse of ego, a collapse of how you see yourself in the world and possibly how other people see you. It's basically everything you thought you were or that you've construed in your life as this is me gets ripped away. The Five of Swords here is feeling somebody's taken something from you. I don't know whether you're the defeated one or the victor here. I would guess defeated from this card down here. Are you trying to scrabble your way out of a situation? Do you feel like life has taken something away from you, and that you're trying to find a way forward with an idea that maybe one of those ideas that as soon as somebody says to you, that's the most stupid thing I've ever heard, that you would listen to and stop it? And there's a feeling here, possibly the Empress being expounding, is that the word? Or growing in some way that you shouldn't do that. Caution is good, but not to the extent that you, I want to say stultify, I don't think there's even such a word, yourself. You've got family here as well. Maybe your family's view. This is a difficult spread for me. Hold on, there's going to be lots of talking. The Empress card and the Ten of Cups here, maybe your family and their views of something that you've taken on. maybe too much because of the ego cracking here. And the 8th house can often be other people's finances. When you've got here 5 of Pentacles, maybe you rely on somebody, maybe it's a marriage, maybe it's parents, you know, it could even be a job that you feel you owe people something with the 8 of Pentacles. It's other people's finances, other people's money, or resources in some way. But the 8th house is that plutonic type house where that sinks inside you, like you always feel like you belong to somebody else or that you owe somebody else. Hence why you feel maybe if you get your way that somebody will feel sad or feel defeated in some way. You've got here the Knight of Wands for the situation surrounding, which is taking action, and you've got here the Ace of Swords. So there's like a bravery coming through, what I guess is a self-observation, or a way of life that you've lived for quite a long time and it feels natural to you. And to crack out of this way of life, the Tower card here, it's saying do it slowly, which is basically all the way along here, isn't it? And the reason probably why you chose this, and I've only just remembered that, it's not something I've tried to look like I knew all along. I've just remembered that, and it is to do it slowly. The Strength card and the Sun card for why are you watching it? Why have you been brought towards this reading? And both of those cards are Leo cards. And again, as in the first spread, it's self-expression. There comes to a point where you get that you've lived your life for somebody else or something else, or some sort of lie that you've told yourself because it fits in with, I don't know, your childhood or being good or wanting to be liked or lots of different things, or just a path you pushed down and you're beginning to question with the Ace of Swords. And this is almost like you're getting to a point in your life where you are wanting to express yourself more with the Leo cards here. But there's a lot going on, and it's almost saying that if you jumped into something else, if you isn't threw the baby out with the bathwater, I don't know, it's not, is it? Basically, if you made a huge change in your life, I think that psychologically it would hurt. And then you'd probably pull back into your shell, which you may have done before. But the Empress is yearning, and the Strength card is yearning, and the Sun card is yearning. Do I feel earnest here, or do I sound earnest? For you to change, for you to grow, but do it slowly. The Judgment card, change is coming anyway. And basically this whole pile is saying exactly what this little card said at the beginning. It's just taken me 10 minutes to say it. It's change is needed. You need to see more of yourself. And if I think in terms of like charts, your chart is static when you're born, but those planets keep moving. Your progressions are showing you that you've got to change. You've got to add on and layer your personality. And the Empress there is adding on. She's fertile. She's normally pregnant. She's in a garden, which is beautiful. And there's growth around her. That's what the card means. So it's asking you to grow, but to do it slowly. Definitely do it, but if you are quite stable in yourself and you like things to move slowly, if you talk slowly and you like, Cancer, Taurus, probably that type of energy, Capricorn, that's fine, that's what you've chosen. And it's for a reason. This is like saying, but now it's time to change. And there will be big changes, but just do it at your own pace, but make sure you do it, is what this is saying here. So moving forward with your plan is moving methodically, slowly, accepting that that is going to be the best way. You don't want to get to... And life is full of fallbacks, isn't it, really? But when you do get a fallback, it's not to say, oh, I knew that was coming and now I do really feel out of my comfort zone. It's like we'll be part of the journey, and it's not going to... kill you. It's just going to be, oh, that's uncomfortable. Keep moving, be brave. Know that you're going to hurt some people who have possibly put you into some sort of bucket of who you are. That's so-and-so, that's what they do. Well, you can start reaching out, start being something different. Again, as I said in pile number 1, that's why you're here. You're here to grow. And you will grow, and probably 10 years ahead, 5 years ahead, I don't know, but it will be a longer time. People will look and see oh, you're totally different, but they won't see the change because you'll be doing it slowly, but you've got to do it. This is bravery. This is self-expression underneath the spread. This is growth. And this is basically biding your time and doing it so you feel safe, but you've still got to do it. It's not an excuse to say, all right, then it'll go so slowly, I never know whether it's going or not. You've still got to do it. So I don't know if that means anything to you. I'm going to leave that there, pile number 2. Thank you. Bye. Similar feeling to pile number 2 here. You've got the 2 of Swords at the top, which I know that I said, I think I'd probably use the word procrastination, maybe part of the your bugbear. You may have stood still with some sort of problem or something you wanted to get moved for quite a while. And you get the 2 of Swords down here as well, subconsciously. You know, that is very possibly something that's like doubled up in this spread here. You've got here the 8th house, which is the same house that came up in pile number 2. The 8th house, I tend to think was something to do with other people, other people's resources, other people's views or opinions possibly, and it's having some sort of, I'm going to say psychological effect. It sits inside you in some way. There's some way possibly you're blocked because you've got to involve others in this decision, maybe. You've got the King of Cups and the 10 of Cups up here, so family, again, similar to pile number 2, but this is more emotional. Pile number 2 was less emotional. This has got a lot to do with considering other people, I would guess here. Less about finances, more about emotions. Again, you've got the 2 of Swords here. This card here is something that's going to help you. So this procrastination is going to help you in some way, because to me, I feel at the moment you don't see the whole picture. And that's not meant to sound like negative. It's more a case of something will be fed in later on that may change your mind, because you've got the 7 of Cups here for your helping hand. The 7 of Cups is options, so I don't know as yet, to be totally honest. I feel like I want to sum it up and say I do, but I don't, so I'm going to go through it with you. The Ace of Wands is moving forward with your plan. The Ace of Wands is having a plan. It's something that makes you feel excited. It's movement forward. It's courageous and strong, and you taking charge in some way. The 5 of Cups, by doing that, you're going to leave part of something behind. Perhaps, you know, with the 10 of Cups up here, you're leaving family behind. Perhaps your family have left you behind. You know, perhaps your kids have moved on, or perhaps you're young and you're moving away from family, or it will, you know, there's be some sort of shift here. The King of Cups could talk about a particular person. I want to think that this is like romantic, or perhaps like a partner. So there's like partnering kids here. It's like, or even divorce, moving away, change, being in a relationship that doesn't serve you anymore with the Tower card there. And the Tower card as well could even be that maybe your partner's had an affair. It's a thought that I just had. It may be totally wrong. It just came straight into my mind because that's abrupt. And that is somebody who you've cared for, or because it's the past, it could be past tense, or you've had a strong emotional connection with. So maybe you're in a marriage or a situation that doesn't serve you anymore, let's put it like that, or your children have moved away, or you are young and moving away yourself. Patterns of the father maybe as well have something to do in here if you're younger, and this is more about father. You know, if your dad left home early and left your mum, is there some way that psychologically the 8th house blocks you? Don't know, just thoughts. I'll keep moving here. So the 10 of Cups, as things move forward, the 10 of Cups is normally a family situation where you feel complete and you feel at home, and it feels like you've reached an emotional point that you're happy in. And that is consciously, is that something you're trying to achieve through, don't know, I don't want to say that here. The Devil card, this is a difficult spread. The Devil card is an attachment. It's been tied to something, normally something that we're blinded in the world and we think we need it. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's finances, whether it's a mortgage, whether it's a job, it's like, yeah, I need that because this will make me this, and then I will feel happy until the next thing comes along that you really need. So don't know that either. The 6 of Swords here, this is like a story. This is like a journey. and this is like a journey of change. But I feel that there's a lot going on emotionally inside you to get to this change. It feels like there's some, I don't know what it is, to be honest, there's some form of loss. It's making me feel sad behind my little eyes, and they are little. It's making me feel, my chest feel like sad, as if something's missing, which is strange because the Ace of Wands is you've got a plan, but there's loss with it. I don't know. The Death card is movement. It's number 13. It's change. It's, you know, it's growth after things have fallen to pieces in some way with the Tower card here. The Hermit card and the King of Cups. And this could even be relationship based, and this probably would be the last thing I would think of when I'm thinking moving forward with your plan. So you've got a plan on somebody. But I'm going to read it as it is because it may serve somebody. Okay, so this could even be like an obsession with somebody that you find difficult to control. The Tower card here and the Devil card here. You feel blocked with the situation. Perhaps there's a relationship. Perhaps you're married. Perhaps the other person's married. Or, you know, you're taken in somewhere you feel that you are. The relationship's already started between the pair of you, the Ace of Wands. You know it's there. There's attraction there. But you can't get together, hence the Five of Cups. To be close to this person, it's difficult for you because it's traumatic, because it's not easy. It's not straightforward. It's not like those relationships with the Six of Swords down here you have when you're young. So in being apart from this person, there may be some form of healing. With the Death card here, in order to get with this person, a big change is needed and you're stuck where you are at the moment. But that lack of movement is serving you well with regards to looking inward, and I feel that things may change in the future that you don't need to try and affect. I feel that these will change naturally with the Seven of Cups. The Five of Swords at the end is probably you wondering whether you're going to end up with what you wish for. The Devil card wanting, the Five of Swords getting at a cost. Yeah, I read that sort of like not really thinking when I'm reading whether it makes sense, but that is what I've got in this. So I don't know if that applies to anybody. When I read things like this, I keep thinking, well, that's not what I would be thinking, but maybe it does, and I'm going to stick with that. So moving forward with your plans, what would this mean to you? It would be frustration initially, through some form of action that you can't actually move forward as yet. You're not meant to be, because there's a reason behind this sort of procrastination or this inability to press forward. And that has a lot to do with inner knowledge, inner understanding, knowing your nature and how you get your desires met, especially emotional desires. Maybe it has got something to do with this is in the past with regards to past boyfriends or girlfriends, or your mother's and father's relationship, or how they both related to you. And, you know, especially if your dad or an important emotional figure in your life was taken away early or in those formative years. Hence the drive to form an attachment maybe and feel complete. And the end card here is that you can eventually, things will change. Some sort of different energy will be fed in with the Seven of Wands, but not after the eighth house. Some sort of psychological transformation with the Death card inside yourself and understanding yourself more. And then you can possibly get what you want, with the Five of Swords, but there will be a cost at that to get that, and this is where you need to question. This is where you got the Eighth House and the Devil card and the Tower card next to emotional cards. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but that's what I've got. It's like you can have what you want. Times will change. You'll question yourself. Possibly need to question yourself because you may be coming from, with the Six of Swords down here, a place of pain or a place of hurt, and are trying to self-soothe. And you can get it, but there will be some loss along the way that may not be your loss. You're thinking, hey, let's go for it, but I don't know. But that's what I've got there. So I'm gonna, if that makes sense to somebody, I'll be happy. I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Bye.